We can mail some out. We can do cheesy little competitions.
Get over this way. Just a little bit. There we go. You'll see in a second why.
We can mail some out. We can do.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're on the iPhone again.
Yep. I got zoomed in a little bit, so you guys look a little closer, a little happier.
Nice.
I need to send the link to a buddy right now. He wants to listen to it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put it on Twitter too. Fuck.
Yeah, you better.
Well, I had it open at the house, but my kids needed something. Get out of here. Oh, that's not what I want.
All right. How was your guys' day?
I was busy, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm
I
not
was
gonna like
busy all
this.
week. You're not gonna like that?
No,
You don't like Mexican candy?
Mexican candy. It doesn't. I don't like the chili of it.
Oh.
So I was trying to find. I forgot the squid, which I'm glad I didn't get because then Broot wouldn't have eaten it. But I was trying to find. There was a different Mexican candy I want to give y'all, but there was only 2, and I didn't want it to be unfair because I have a big Mexican candy bag at the house. So this is the only one I had 3 of. Have no idea what they're about.
I got some treats for us.
You always got the treats, dude.
Is it
Oh,
like-
those
is it like
peanut butter
peanut
bars? Or the Scotch? Or the Scotch?
Reese's peanut butter bars.
My man, dude.
My wife made them.
I don't need that.
Yeah, you do.
Nope.
You're fucking smashing that sandwich right now, bro.
Yeah, he had a little crumb on his lip.
Yeah, you saw that? Yeah, you saw that? I was gonna let
I
it
don't want to
ride.
say anything.
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna let it ride.
I gotta eat something before you start drinking, or else it's gonna go fucking straight to my head, dude.
Well, this one's only a 6%er, so it'll be good.
But it's good.
Yeah, but it's something you don't want to have today.
Well, that's fair.
I already cracked this guy open over here.
That's fair.
I got some Thatcher's that I'm gonna crack open. You guys ever had Thatcher's cider?
No, I'm guessing it's out
good.
of England.
Yeah. So
This is cloudy. Does that make a difference, or?
I don't think so. This is a cider if I drank too much, like really fast. Like if I had like 4 in an hour,
Yeah,
I'd black out.
but it's only
What's
4.
the-
It's only
I know.
4.5%.
I know.
No shit.
Nothing else makes me black out but cider.
But it goes down quick. Goes down
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Is it really sweet, or is it like dry?
It's a little bit of both. It's got a little dryness in it, but it's sweet. It's good. It tastes like apple cider.
I didn't know anything about England and their cider game until I went to my first Jags game.
Cider in England is different.
It is.
Like anywhere in the world you go, like we've tried cider here, and obviously we have the U.S. cider that we can get in the shop at. Garbage.
That's what, yeah. So my cabbie, he said that because we stopped at a pub before we went to the game, and I was like, "What should I get?" You know, maybe a black and tan or something like that. And he was like, "No, you need to get a cider." And I was like, "I don't like ciders." And he's like, "No, you don't understand. It's not American cider. You've got," and he listed like 12 different kind of ciders I could find at any pub.
Yep.
And I was like, "All right."
I think the biggest one is Aspel. That's a popular one in pubs.
I don't remember.
And
what I
it's
had
like
yet.
carbonated, but it's good.
Yeah, all of them I had were good.
The wife would get it when we went to the pub, and it would just put black currant juice in it, so it'd be like a black currant apple cider. Oh gosh, so good.
Oh, okay.
Actually, at the pub, we're drinking out of their glasses today.
I remember this glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
You told a pretty funny story about it.
Yeah, the beer house was our frequent pub that we had. Brewshed is the brewery that used to be behind the beer house, but it got too big, so they moved it out of town.
Nice.
So you guys ever been to Normandy? There's a lot of cider houses out there. So you'll just be driving down the road and you'll see a sign like, oh, whatever cider house. And they make caramels. So like they'll have a ton of cider and like caramel that you can eat and buy. And last time we went, they sell them in like these bottles and these sizes.
Right.
And they're good. Like we had quite a few, but there was one we had and it just tasted like straight vinegar.
What is a caramel?
Caramel, like
caramel candy.
caramel candy.
It tastes like vinegar?
No. The cider did.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why I was confused. I was like, caramel in a bottle? I'm fucking tripping.
No, they sell salted caramels and they also sell
Got you.
apple cider.
Got you.
I don't know. When we go to England, I'm bringing cider back.
Well, you have to.
I mean, I'm bringing probably a lot of things back. Just hoping not an L.
Well, the Broncos defense looks good.
The Broncos defense looks okay. Jags compared to the Broncos right now look way better.
True.
Way better.
True.
But it's also Russell Wilson and any given Sunday.
We'll see this Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see this Sunday. It's the real test this Sunday.
Yoey, welcome in.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about this Sunday, but I was also nervous about last Sunday, and I slept easy. Who you guys play Sunday?
Titans.
It's a divisional matchup, so.
Yeah. Well, shall we start?
Let's begin.
Yeah, sure.
Who you guys play Sunday?
I don't know, dude. I gotta look.
I'm trying to think.
Oh, you're so mad. You threw your paper towel.
I'm trying to think, but I can't remember either. All right, I'm starting.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Broot, Ferg, and Friends. I am, of course, Broot.
What's up, everybody? Ferg.
Soren behind the camera.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry for the hiatus last week. We had some sick folks.
Yeah,
You two.
Yes.
I was perfectly fine.
we were both sick.
But instead of, contaminating you, we took a break.
The wife was sick too, so it would,
Fair.
I
You survived.
You escaped.
Yeah.
You survived.
Yeah, I was in bad shape.
So
I can't shake it this year. I never get sick, and I've been sick like 3 times this fall already.
The wife too. Like she got sick in Portugal, came back, had COVID, and then got sick again this last
dude.
week.
My oldest, everyone's been sick in my house. Is like the last 3 months. My oldest has gotten none of it. I don't know what the hell she's drinking or doing, but I need some.
you just can't shake it, dude. Like your house cannot shake it.
No, dude, it keeps coming in waves.
Yeah.
Like, fuck me, man.
Every time I talk to you, you're like, yeah, you're this kid's sick or that kid's sick. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
I promise we're healthy.
I don't know. I was over Sunday for the football games, and like your littlest one was coughing everywhere.
Yeah. But she's just had a cough, so like she's been just fine.
I like it how Kinsey was like, "Dad, I'm not feeling so good. I don't know if I can go to school tomorrow."
Yeah.
Trying to get out of school already.
She said that this morning. She was like, I don't want to go to school today because she was running late. She was, she's a late riser like me. And she's like, I think my stomach kind of hurts. I was like, not happening. Not happening. She's like, come on, it does.
Dad, please.
Yeah.
She was trying so. Dude, I got to say, though, on Sunday, good thing you didn't come over. It was a refrigerator in his damn house. It was so cold. Like, he even messaged me before, so I, like, wore a long sleeve under my hoodie.
Yep.
Wore sweats and long socks. My feet were so cold. I come home, I, like, say hi to my wife. She's like, you're so cold.
It was cold in my house. It was. The next day was even worse. So we've luckily, because I had to wait for the chimney sweeper to come.
Oh, yeah.
So the chimney sweeper comes to my house, and that was a whole debacle in itself. Because I got told that in Germany they come every March. They just show up to your house. And well, no one came this year. No one came the first year I was here. And we used the fireplace a lot last year. And no one came back. My wife's like, you think I can start a fire? I was like, I don't know when the last time this chimney was swept. I'd prefer not everyone to die. So I found a chimney sweeper. He shows up. He goes downstairs to my boiler. And he's like, how long have you lived here? Like about 1.5 years. And he's like, boiler hasn't been looked at in 10 years. Nice. Goes upstairs after he cleans it. He goes upstairs and he's like, opens my fireplace and he's like, Scheisse. No. He's like, one more year you could use this, but I'm going to put in a report to your landlord to just throw it in the garbage. Like, you need a new fireplace. The bricks are broken in the back. The metal's warped on top. He's like, you could use it this fall. But I don't even know how old this chimney is. So then,
Nice.
then he goes and sweeps it, and he goes down to the bottom. And my dumb ass, being from Texas, thought that the soot from the chimney just went into your fireplace. But it goes into this little like container down in the basement. And he opens this container, and again, he's like, Scheisse. And he gets this
Just full of ash.
And he had this bag. Yeah, he filled this bag up to the top. And at the end, I was like, all right, Michael, I appreciate it, man. And he spoke perfect English. And I was like, I guess it was nice meeting you. I think it's been long overdue. And he looked at me, he started laughing. He's like, 10 years overdue. And then he got in his truck and left.
That's not your problem.
You're lucky the house didn't burn
Dude,
down.
that's what I was thinking. Like when he opened this thing, the soot was falling out of it. He was like, "Oh shit!" Like trying to put his bag in there. But we had a wood fire that night.
I do have a comment on that. So, like, you said that someone's supposed to come every March, check your boiler, right? Mm-hmm. The past 2 years I've lived here, random German people have showed up to my house. No message from them, no anything. They're like, "Hey, I'm here to check this."
Yep.
And I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, okay.
Yep.
We need it in your garage.
In
You
his,
got to check
in
your
his
boiler."
system, he
All right.
said that the last dude that ran this region said nobody lived there. And my neighbors next to me said the last 8 years there's been 2 American families that live there, and they don't talk to any of their neighbors. They left all the windows down, like they just lived like cavemen. And so yeah, that explains it. But I don't turn on the radiators that heat up like the room, because that fireplace will heat up my entire downstairs.
Yeah.
And I leave the girls upstairs. I'll leave them at 2 whenever they go to bed. But that boiler of mine is so old, because he even said it. He's like, "This is like low to mid grade what you have here. It burns my oil, like burns through it if I leave the radiators on." But we're a cold family anyways. So
Yeah,
like we're
I've
blankets. Yeah, we're blankets and hoodies, and
I had to have a blanket.
yeah, it's standard.
But I mean, we keep private a little bit over here. We got the kitchen and this window closed up because it's basically our neighbor's backyard.
Yeah, and they're just
They don't
Yeah.
need to look in here.
Well, you've been in my house. There's a fucking 20 windows on my house, and they were just always closed. One had been closed so long that when I went to, it was in my man cave. When I went to open it, the fucking strap had rotted, and it just shut my fucking window. Yeah, that's how long it had been closed.
Wow.
So, yeah, fun fact for those that don't live in Germany, it's not fun.
I do want to bring the shutters to America. Like, if I ever build a house,
Dude,
I'm putting them on my
You
windows.
can get them, but they're just because in Europe they're standard.
Yeah.
But like in the States, you can get Roladins, like they work, but they're just never requested.
but like being in California or Texas where it's just hot all the time, you know
Yeah.
how clutch these would be?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Closing up the whole
saving up
house
your
during the
energy bill?
summer.
Yep.
Yeah. Because it'd be so dark. It'd be nice.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Even like, I know for like, military lives, some of us have worked mid shift, which is, midnight to 8 a.m. and you guys sleep during the day. Those would come in clutch for that.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
I always use a blindfold when I
Yeah.
sleep during the
Can't,
day.
man. I would just fucking suck it up and get 4 hours of sleep and be like, back at it again.
I mean, I've done that before too.
It's
where
the
you
worst.
go to bed at like 8, you wake up at noon, you're like, well,
Well, I'm fucked.
I'm awake.
I kind of did that last night. The wife had a potluck at work today, and I had to bring the chili because there wasn't no crock pot. But I didn't go to bed until like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, when you responded, I just messaged you because I had remembered. And
Yeah.
when you responded 10 minutes later, I was like, what the fuck is this dude doing up right now? Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired right now. I'm running off fumes, but I feel good.
Yeah, you got that second wind.
Yeah.
It's going to
So
hit
you
you.
just like put yourself on
As
that
soon as
shit.
you guys leave, I'm taking a nap.
Nice. You're ready. You got the drink there to like help settle you a little bit.
That one drink. Hell yeah.
You're ready.
Chimney sweeper. I had heard of them, but I'd never seen one. But he showed up in like what you would see in pictures, like a black onesie. He had these crazy tools and all these toolboxes.
What you don't know is that was a white onesie.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah.
I don't know how many chimneys he did that day because I'm definitely out of season. I'm about 6 months too late, but his hands were fucking black, dude, just covered in soot.
Well, I wonder, because like you get the fuel cell people in the military and they smell like gasoline or
Yeah.
like gasoline all the time, right? I wonder if they smell like chimney ash or soot all the time.
I guarantee it. I mean, hell,
Well, I mean, he had 2 jumpers on over his normal clothes.
Yeah.
I used
not
to
that it
smell
helps.
like fuel and hydro fluid back in the day. So
It was a giant weight with a bunch of spikes on it that he just dropped down my chimney.
nice.
Yo, he's ratting on me right now.
Were you streaming last night? I don't see
I
you on
wasn't
anymore.
streaming. I streamed for like an hour and I was like, I'm not feeling it.
Have you been streaming like at night?
Yeah, but I did play Phasmophobia with Yoey until 2 a.m. But then I got off and watched some football too.
You're like, well, since I'm up, since I'm awake.
I was trying to go to sleep, but to jump on to the next subject here. Did you guys see the injury on Tua today?
Oh, yes, I do. I was talking to my buddy about it at work.
I watched it.
I
live.
watched the 40-minute recap this morning.
No, I was watching it live, and like they went to commercial and then came back and they like showed him
Oh, yeah.
stiff.
He looked like he
with
was
his hands.
possessed.
Yeah,
He was like this.
All right, I didn't watch it. Explain it.
All right, so he got tackled for a sack, but the defensive end like threw him, and he like slammed his head on the ground, and he kind of like rolled back over, and his hands were like locked up like this.
Yeah.
Like you could tell he had damaged his.
But for a while, like,
Yeah.
most people, they get knocked out and then they come to. No, like, I watched a 40-minute recap, and they went like, they took a minute. Usually it's play to play to play to play to play. You don't watch anything in between.
Yeah.
They showed him down, and then the very next clip was still him down on the ground where they were
Yeah.
trying to move everybody. His shit was still locked up. Like,
So they just knock him out, or
He had to be knocked out for a little bit there, but like Yoey is saying, it looks scary. Like, and you see it on Twitter, and like the broadcasters, like one of the scariest injuries you can see.
the crazy
on
thing was
football.
is he got thrown, but I've seen people get thrown and hit harder. It was just like the perfect wrestling. I mean, he got smacked last week
the
too.
way his head hit the ground, though.
I mean, look at the after effects. Regardless, you can't downplay what it was.
So yeah, you bring up last week. There is huge controversy, and if you go online, you'll see all these doctors, not doctors, like, oh, you had a concussion last week. And the way they do the concussion protocol is if they think your head got hit hard enough, they'll take you off the field. Like the refs will call you and make you go off the field, right?
Yep.
Then you have independent doctors, not team doctors, to evaluate your concussion. And if they say that you have a concussion, you can't play anymore.
Yep.
But they said that Tua didn't have a concussion last week, even though it looked like it. Like he got up and he stumbled. Like he looked dizzy.
But I've had the nerve, like what they were talking about, where he said, because he said he'd been battling a nerve pinch in his back,
Yep.
and it will make one of your legs go dead. I've had it before, so like I saw both sides. But when I listened to Coach McDaniels afterwards talk about like he would never put anyone in that kind of predicament. It's just not, life is bigger than football.
Yeah.
I don't think it's so hard to cheat concussion protocol now.
Yes.
Especially because if you have a concussion in the first half or the second half, you still get evaluated after the game or at halftime. So, but I don't think that helped his case last night.
But the nerve thing, I've had that before. Like I've golfed. I used to golf all the time, but I'd get like my hip hurt and stuff like that. And like people don't realize like my legs would like give out.
They almost give out. Yeah.
And that's exactly what it looked like last weekend. But this week he definitely got a concussion.
Oh yeah. Last week probably just set him up. They pitched the ball up, and this week just fucking home runned it out of there.
It was scary.
And then they brought in Teddy B. Fucking, it was more look like Jameis Winston wearing a Teddy Bridgewater mask, just throwing bombs for interceptions.
Yeah, but Yoey, he didn't have a concussion last week according to the protocol.
And they're 3-0. You can't sit him out.
True.
And G-Ram said, why would you play Phasmo until 2 a.m.? Terrible game. Well, I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, G-Ram doesn't like scary games.
Oh, okay.
He's one. Yeah, that game, it'll scare he can't watch it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, but play it enough, and you get kind of used to it.
I mean, we were all children once.
Have you played it since the new update?
I mean, which one?
The newest one.
No, I haven't.
It's so good.
Yeah, what'd they do?
They added a new map, so they got the campground now, but then they added a new one, and it's got like this church in it. And I was watching on TikTok, you could do like light some candles, and like it would like flame up, and the ghost of it, like we couldn't get it to work somehow, but and it's scary. Like the ghost will come. I got killed almost every time.
Really?
Yeah.
There's like nowhere to hide.
That you can get away from the coast, but if you take the wrong turn and you're cornered, you're dead.
Yeah. So I mean, I played a lot of Phasmophobia when it dropped. When it dropped, I played the crap out of it. And back then, if a ghost started hunting, you could walk into any closet, close the door, and you're fine. But now I know that they can like open it up and grab you if they see you go in.
Yes. So I have a scenario there. I was in the house. I ran into the garage, into one of the lockers, and hid. And I've done that, and they didn't find me. My mistake. I radioed my friends to tell them I was hiding. I was good, and then I died because they heard me radioing and came in, opened the locker, killed me.
So you gotta be quiet when you're hiding. You just gotta stop talking.
Yeah. So
That's normally what happens.
So you get your friends and they're like, "Are you still alive? You're still alive?" He's not talking. He might be dead. I'm like, I'm not saying shit.
Yeah,
But
that's a good. I'll have to play it.
the
now.
new update's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
I've only watched. I haven't
You
played.
can actually run now, and you get exhausted.
That's good. I hated you couldn't run.
Yeah. Like it's different. It's definitely it's good.
Sounds interesting.
Should we try the beer?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll let Ferg open it up. Just don't
What do we got?
crash the.
Cambron. It's an Abbey
Yeah,
beer.
so I'll tell you about it while
Yeah,
I'm opening it. So a couple weeks ago, we went to a zoo park thing in Belgium. Well, this brewery was on the land first. It's been around since, what's it say on the bottle?
1148.
1148.
It's a good time.
So monks will brew this beer, and they still to this day supervise it, the making of this beer, and it's the only place it's made. It's in the park. That's the only place you can buy it. And like we went in the brewery, it's nice. They got the the vats and everything like that, and they sell it at the stores, and you can drink it there. And apparently, I'm gonna pour my own because
Yeah, I fucked that one up.
Ferg doesn't know how to pour.
Yeah, I was also reading the chat. Well, you want head on your beer, right?
I mean, I like head.
I prefer a lot of head, not a little head.
I just like some head.
Yeah, I was pouring and I looked at the chat and looked down. And I was like, well, fuck that up.
It'll settle. It'll buff out. We'll be fine. There you
Yeah,
go.
but look at the head on that thing. What is that?
So little head.
Yeah, dude.
Look,
You need aromatics.
I can drink it now. You guys have to
Haven't you
wait.
seen the video of the English dude that fights the fucking bartender because he gives him a pint and he fills it up
Yes.
like this? But he's like, what in the fuck is this?
Look, even Yoey said 75% foam.
Okay, is Yoey a fucking bartender?
He might be.
I doubt
You don't
he is.
know.
All the head. That's what I'm talking about, right? All the head.
Yep.
No complaints here.
All right, back to football here.
Would you rather have too much head or none?
I'd rather be pushing away. Like, stop! I'm not ready yet.
Exactly.
I need
Not
a
ready.
second.
Then saying I need more head.
The body is willing, but the flesh is spongy.
Yeah, see, exactly. You're sucking on Play-Doh here.
All right. Did you hear about the Brett Favre scandal?
Yes, I did.
Let's hear it.
There's more details about it. So he was getting with. So he has two charities, and he's donated a lot to the school. This is new revelations, but he used money from the charities to donate to the school. So now he's in hot water for that. That's the newest revelation.
So this charity is the money is supposed to go to like
Cancer research and
underprivileged families.
underprivileged families.
But he also got 1.1 million for like speeches and like showing up to organizations and stuff like that. That wasn't supposed to be his. It was like welfare money.
Yeah, yeah. But he used that money to build a volleyball stadium for the university.
He also donated. He gave 1.1 million back.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see the financials of this charity because if I don't know if you guys know this, but to be claimed a charity or a nonprofit, you only have to donate 15% of the money that comes in. Once you hit that 15%, you can claim charity, you can claim nonprofit, and everything else, the rest, the 85% that's left is whatever.
Well, that's why they say before you donate to CFC, look at what you're donating to because some of them are bad. Well, that's a really good beer.
You already tried it? Mm-hmm. Dang, no cheers.
Dang, I guess, no, he's just...
Jumping right into it.
I wasn't thinking about it, dude.
Oh, it's smooth.
It is really smooth. So we didn't try the blonde there. We had the brown beer, and
I could see that getting you into some trouble.
the blonde is way better.
That's creamy.
That's good.
It's good.
How head should be.
Creamy? I was going to say sloppy,
You
but
go ahead and finish off that bottle. I have another one in the fridge.
I mean, say less, my man.
I already went, so I leave you enough.
We're about to find out.
But it was cool to see how they brew it, and like there's some funny pictures in that we can't show on the stream, but there's a picture of like the monks with a bunch of naked women and they're drinking the beer. And I was like, this was all in the brewery. They have a bunch of different paintings and stuff like that.
So you're saying I have to be a monk and brew beer and life's made?
Apparently.
Damn, dude.
That's what I got out of it.
Monks got all the bitches.
Well, you know why monks started brewing beer, right? Back in the day?
Because they're not supposed to talk?
What's that?
Aren't monks supposed to not talk?
No, that's not a thing.
Oh, what about an Ace Ventura? They don't talk. Aren't those monks?
There are some sects, some chapters out there that don't talk, but not all of them.
So like cults.
Cults, yeah.
Okay.
But a lot of them brewed beer because back in the day, like 1100, 1200, 1300, whatever, water wasn't potable. Water would make you sick. But beer would not make you sick because they boiled it.
Yep.
Right? So they killed all the germs in it. So back then, people would drink more beer than water because it was safer to drink.
So to not be labeled an alcoholic, I need to poison my pipes at home.
Exactly. But then again,
but then your kids would have to drink the beer too.
I'm not worried about the kids, guys.
beer only up until like 100 years ago, beer was only 2-3% alcohol.
But you drink enough of it. You know what I'm saying?
But-
we went to this castle in Kokum, and they would allot the monks, or the priests, excuse me, 6 liters of wine a day. That's what they were allotted. And then the females that were there, they were allotted like 2 or 3 liters of wine. Now, granted, like you said, it's lower in alcohol percentage, but they had these doors made, and there was a rivet. So there was the keyhole, and then there was this metal lip that stuck out. And it was for when they were drunk, they just had to go in the door and find it, and it would drop down to where the keyhole was at. And they'd be able to unlock the door.
All right. On top of the beer fact there, beer was considered a soft drink in Russia until 2011. Beer was legally classified as an alcoholic drink in 2011. Anything under 10%.
10%?
Yeah, was considered food stuff.
Well,
Dude, then you could give your kid a fucking little infant, a little taste of some sippy sip, put him right to
Well, think
sleep.
about it. As a teenager, you could go down to the store and buy yourself some beer.
Imagine being 13 and you smash 2 10%ers. You're done, son.
but I mean, that's, look at what's happening in Russia right now. No wonder. You can't buy it anymore. They're like, fuck this, dude.
Yeah. The new era is like, Russia sucks.
It used to be better.
Yeah.
What would you like with your Big Mac, sir? Triple Carmelite, please.
I'll take a Guinness.
The triple is 12%. Double Carmelite then.
Yeah.
Can you imagine though?
No, I can't.
Well, I mean, Wisconsin was the very last state to make drinking over 21. Like it used to be 18. And actually, as of right now, I believe in Wisconsin, if you're at home with your parents and you're over the age of 16, you can drink as much as you want.
Texas is like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Wisconsin was the only. I think Texas and I think there's a couple other states where if you're at home and you can drink.
I
with
think
your
Texas is still like that, actually, if I'm not mistaken. As long as you have a relative, it's not even your parents, it's a relative that's there. You can drink with them, like a direct relative, not your third cousin or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's right. But yeah, I would like beer with my fast food because I always get looked at weird because I don't take sodas. I always ask for water. So I always have to pay for that shit extra at most places because it's always bottled over here.
Yeah.
It depends on the beer. I can't drink it with anything.
Yeah, I mean, if they had Busch Light, I'll take the water. I mean,
you're just basically drinking water.
but you said Cocoa Claws. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You know,
But the Busch Light is sterile, though. It's healthy.
that's true. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
I still think that
Water's
you
not an
guys need to
option.
do like we did the beer tasting test, but I think you need to do it with Miller Lite, Bud Light, PBR.
We're not gonna.
Coors Light.
We're not gonna win. Like everything's gonna be the same.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be mad at the end.
Yeah, like this.
Like just that. I think was it Coors Light that we had. What was it? I thought we had a light beer with what we were drinking.
I don't think so.
I think we did.
Yeah, we had a Coors.
A Corona. It was Corona.
We had a Coors and a Corona.
Yeah, we had a Coors because there was.
Yeah, because you called one of them
Coors, Corona, Dos Equis.
Stella.
Oh yeah, the Stella he called
Stella.
Corona. Yeah, you insulted him. Yeah,
They're
that
all
that
they're all
Coors
tasted
was
the same.
so bad, dude. Ugh. We used to drink Keystone Light at parties. We'd get a keg of Keystone for $35.
I used to smoke some Miller Lite back in the day.
Miller Lite's the best of all of them.
You think?
I do.
But I haven't had it in years. I know if I had it now, it would just piss me off.
Yeah, Sean brought Miller Lite over maybe 2 months ago, and I just told him just don't bring beer at all because that shit sat in my fridge until it expired. We had a case of Miller Lite, and I was like, stop it.
Well, if someone does bring shitty beer, you have to change it. You got to fix it.
I make micheladas out of it.
make micheladas, make some. I know it's not Corona or Dos Equis, but you can make birritas with it still.
Yeah, you still can. Yeah.
Because of a light beer like that. So if you get a shitty beer, you just got to make it better. It's like those videos on TikTok or whatever. They're like, "Hey, take my fast food and make it gourmet." That's the same thing.
Here's your beer.
You get the Coors Light or the
Make this shit
Miller Light.
gourmet.
Hey, make this shit gourmet.
My
You
man
got it.
shits in it first, and then he's like, "Okay, now we have something to work with."
I mean, you're going like gourmet on me. I would just add like some lime and some salt, and I'll be happy with that.
But it'll help.
yeah,
it'll
it
help.
definitely
And
helps.
you disgust me for saying that,
Why?
because those beers are gross, dude.
They're gross no matter what.
Or mix it with the cider. You know, you can make it a snake bite.
But all right, my question to you:
Make it a shitty black and tan.
before you came over to Europe,
Yeah,
what did you drink?
I've been over here 10 years. I can't remember.
I remember
No,
Miller
before,
Lite.
yeah, before I came over here, we would drink Land Shark. Usually is what we was.
See,
Land
that's
Shark,
not
yeah.
even- that's the same level.
Yeah, Land Shark's gross. I had a Land Shark when I went back last July. I was like, what the?
There's one beer when I go back home. It's 805. And
Oh,
they brew
805 's
it-
good.
They
Yeah.
brew it in California. I'll drink that any day over any.
But
any of
see,
those.
microbreweries and IPAs are so large now that you don't go to a bar and you don't have Bud, Miller, Coors, whatever. Like, so Coors Light was usually our go-to at a barbecue. Everyone would bring cases of Coors
It's
Light.
cheap. You buy a 30 pack for like $10.
Yeah, I mean that was 10 years ago. So, and before that, it was Keystone Light at parties. But yeah, no one was buying anything higher than maybe a Bud Light. We were down there in the slums. Now I'm just bougie, I guess.
You are, because you got that European beer taste.
Well, European beer taste, and plus breweries in the States have just exploded.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The brewery scene in the States is overtaking
Yeah, oh, yeah.
even Europe.
Yeah,
So
it's insane.
Yeah, you're talking. You got Lagunitas over here now, at most of the places you
Yeah.
go to, and that's an American brewery.
For our American friends out there, can you explain that not all European beers are warm?
but they're not warm. They're
No.
Well, the only one that comes close is Guinness, but it's still not warm.
No, I
It's
find
not-
it extra
You're not.
cold.
You're not drinking milk.
it's still cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But people are like, "Oh, did you know they drink beer hot or at room temperature?" I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
They don't.
You know how many bars I've gone to, and you can pay a little extra for the extra chilled glass, and they pull it out of the freezer,
Yep.
and it's got that. Ooh, fuck me running, dude.
Like, that's the thing. Like, when you're going over to Europe for the first time, like, oh, enjoy the warm beer. Like, okay.
Motherfucker,
It ain't warm.
We're not drinking ale on a pirate ship, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, this isn't fucking 1820. Like,
Here's your biscuit.
I can imagine at Beer Fest or at Oktoberfest, it'd probably be warm because
No,
they
it-
got the big cask.
No, it's still pretty cool. It's cold.
No? Okay.
Oh, Oktoberfest. Yeah, it's a good time. Don't get me
they
started on that.
usually run it through these little machines that make it cool as it comes
Yeah.
up here, kind of like a inline water heater.
You know what I think about though? Is like props to the chicks that come out and I say chicks because I've only ever seen chicks do it before I get fucking canceled. They walk out with 20 liters of beer stacked on top, 10 and 10. They'll walk out like this.
Insane.
How, dude? I get tired holding my child for 30 seconds.
One beer is heavy.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
That's practice.
They're the big.
They're the full 1
Yeah.
liter
Yeah.
mugs, and she's got 10 and 10, and they're walking
Yeah.
like. So the best, what I loved about Oktoberfest, and then we can move to the next subject was. You're not supposed to, but you can do the chug challenge, and you get on the table and you start chugging your liter of beer, right? And the tent you're in, I mean, everybody. So the tents that I've been to is they have a band in the middle. The band's going crazy, and you got a whole bunch of people. And the minute someone steps on the table and starts chugging their beer, the whole crowd starts paying attention to them, and they're chanting stuff in German. Everyone's cheering for him. But the minute you fuck up and burp, take a breath, spill that shit on yourself, that entire fucking tent is like, boo that motherfucker, boo. People are throwing beer on him. They're fucking just shitting on him, dude.
So you got to be like ready for it.
So when we went, we saw a dude get up there and he was doing it. Everyone, they have the chant we were all doing, and then he stopped. It was like, boo, fucking throwing beer on him and shit. And then a chick got up there and smoked it, and this tent went fucking nuts, dude. And it's not a Coleman tent with 6 people in it, okay? There's several hundred people in this fucking thing.
So what you're saying is Aaron Rodgers wouldn't be able to do this.
No. Backyardy, yeah, maybe. But Rogers, he's not doing it. It was nuts to see, dude, because the whole tent will start looking at you, and everyone's got your back until you fuck that shit up. And you might as well be at a fucking Eagles game, dude. It's not good. But anyways, what we got next?
Yeah, I got a couple things.
Wait, I have something real quick I've been catching a lot of. Have you guys seen all the Adam Levine memes coming out?
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
God. Yeah.
The text like, oh my God, your fucking body
You're
is
the
so
most
amazing.
beautiful I've seen.
Your body is absurd. Like, have you seen all the, like, I saw the one where it was Elon Musk with his shirt off and it was like, oh my fucking God, your body.
Well, can you explain the behind the scenes? Why is it a meme now?
So Adam Levine got caught cheating on his
Yep.
wife, right?
Pregnant wife.
Big superstar, big rock star. Granted, I guarantee it's not the first person that he's cheated on his wife with. Guarantee it. But this girl came out and was like, oh yeah, me and him have been having sex, whatever. And he's like, oh no, that didn't happen. And so she released text messages.
Yeah, she got it. Receipts, baby.
What's
What's up, Kevin? Thanks for coming, buddy.
And one of these messages was, it was just her sending her naked self, and he responded, "Oh my fucking God, your fucking body is so
Yeah,
absurd."
my man's dick was in hand, dude.
Yeah, he was beating it right there and
Yeah,
then.
he was posting that clarity, got that
And
ass.
so now the memes are out there where people just replace the picture with something, but they keep him saying like, "Oh my fucking God,
Yeah,
your
it's too
body."
good, it's too
And
good.
people have been posting like, Elon Musk without a shirt on. Another dude posted just a fucking hot dog, like, "Your fucking body." Oh.
I saw the one where it was him in a concert and he has California tattooed across his chest.
Yeah.
And it was like, you really think anyone with California tattooed across their belly wouldn't cheat on you?
Exactly. Or have you seen the same picture? Someone's like, his body looks like a fucking Chipotle bag.
I saw that one. That one's good. My thing is, his wife isn't ugly.
No.
She's a pretty woman. Like,
Tell you,
Well,
bro,
he's a rock star. Like,
post nut clarity is a motherfucker, dude.
rock stars, that's what they're gonna do.
He was probably on the road.
this is
She
their
was sending him
third
some
kid.
love. Oof.
It's what they do.
My man was trying to Jay the D.
It's unfortunate.
Get off his back.
He's gonna be
sad.
paying child support for a long time.
So what? Who's that guy from Kiss who had his own Gene Simmons, right? I know that he made an agreement with his wife. He's like, hey, and she even said, like, when you go out on the road, you're gonna do
Oh
your
yeah,
thing.
he said that. Yeah, he said that.
You're gonna do your thing. And the only thing she said was, just don't fucking bring anything home. Don't bring a kid home. Don't bring an STD home. Don't bring that shit home.
It was a different time back then too.
You're talking about the
rock
He's
stars,
doing
man.
that. He's doing that fucking today.
Motley Crue's doing that today. Motley Crue was the hands down craziest of them all.
Who was
and they're
banging
back at
Pamela
it.
Anderson? Who was that?
Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee.
You see Tommy Lee just posted a random dick pic on Instagram the other
Yeah.
day? Just to show he still got it.
I mean, that shit, like, dude's packing a fucking hammer.
I know, my man's hanging.
His new wife is on OnlyFans.
I thought he got back with Pam Anderson.
No.
No. He's dating some young
Brittany
bitch.
Furlan. She's a TikTok, like one of those Vine stars, right?
Yeah.
So like, she was big into social media and stuff like that. Now they've been married for a couple years.
I saw it on TMZ and they waited like until half the cock to blur it. And I was like, that shit still keeps going.
Dude,
It just goes forever.
don't lie. You've seen the sex tape of them.
I know, but it's been so many years. I mean, I've downloaded that sex tape off LimeWire. That's how long ago it was.
The only thing I remember from that sex tape is when he's driving the boat. With his
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
when he's got his dick in the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Steering it, and I'm like, that's not real.
Oh,
Yeah, it's real. Did you guys watch this TV show
no.
recently?
Well,
It's on Disney Plus now.
What?
Oh yeah, the movie that was made.
No, it's a series. It's like 6 or 7 episodes. It's Tommy
yes,
and Pam.
Sebastian Stan played Tommy
Yeah,
Lee,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh, no, I got to check that out. I was just thinking about
it was
sex.
about their not religion.
It was
their,
the whole-
their relationship,
But it
you
was
know.
during the scandal of the sex tape getting released.
Yeah.
It's like the backstory of it.
No, it made me think of that that article that came out about Game of Thrones. The new Game of Thrones, The House of Dragon.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
Yeah. So one of the main characters came out and they said they had to film the brothel scene that came out in episode 2 or 3.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah, there's a brothel scene. Go figure in Game of Thrones, right? No.
People having sex in Game of Thrones? What?
Yeah. And they had to film this scene, and they said that the extras that were acting out in the brothel, there was 69, some blowjobs, had to do it for 14 hours.
Could you imagine just being naked with someone, just chilling for hours on end?
So if you're 60,
not-
if you're 69ing, would you rather be on the top or the bottom for 14 hours?
The bottom. As long as I can lay down.
So you can lay down.
That's
Yeah.
where your neck was
My
rested.
thing, they're not totally naked. Obviously, the actors have those special underwear that looks like they're naked, but they're not.
We'd like to think.
True. Yeah, true.
But still, I mean,
But think if you
69,
weren't and you had to just fake blow my fucking just wireless penis for 14 hours, dude.
Man, what if you had gas that day?
Oh, dude.
You're just ripping it.
Because you know, I came by minute 30, so there's 13 and a half hours of just mush and Play-Doh. Like I have to sit there staring at her ass, like I'm sorry.
Like, oh my God.
I'm sorry.
And she's like, it's so sticky down there. You're like, I just can't control myself.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I beat off before I came here.
I couldn't imagine though. 14 hours, like my knees would be like.
Because you're talking about, it's
couldn't
gotta,
even get up.
because of the cuts of the scene. It's got to be the same rhythm, the same motion, there's like everything. So
Well, I mean,
imagine doing this 14 hours, dude.
But they tell you like, all right, cut, and then you can chill, and they're like, all right, camera's rolling. When they say that is when the extras start doing their thing again.
Well, I'm aware of how it goes. You're still moving your neck, fucking every shot.
But those,
Right.
I guarantee, those extras made more money doing that in a day than we made in the last 6 months.
Imagine being the dude that just had to stand there naked, fake getting his dick
I
sucked.
don't think they made that much.
Extras make some like
The sex
Depending on
extras.
what they do.
there's this extra out there, and he got famous because he was in a commercial, a Super Bowl commercial. He looks like a fucking nerd, like crazy ass nerd.
Okay.
And he's in the Super Bowl commercial making out with this model. And I think
Okay.
it was a commercial for GoDaddy, the website.
Okay.
But this dude is he's a professional.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a professional extra. This dude is just an extra in movies, and there's this website out there that every time they see him as in a movie, they post it, and it's called like thisfuckingguy.com, where it's like this fucking guy, like they just see him in the background, but he makes about, I would say, $200K a year just being an extra.
Oh yeah, easy. It's easy work too. Like you
I
show up
couldn't
for
be
a
an
couple hours.
a naked extra? There's no way, dude. My dick would be so hard.
14 hours though.
It wouldn't be hard 14 hours, but I wouldn't be able to. No.
I think the first take they'd be like, all right, Mr. Ferg, Mr. Ferg, can you please just
That's it. Just go home, dude.
Just go home, dude.
And then I'd sit in the back. cut. We
so-
can hear your breathing in the mic. Get the fuck out of here.
I remember reading a long time ago, like actors, like they talk about it beforehand. Like you have to discuss, like, are you going to be turned on like hard? Or are you?
Oh,
Gonna
yeah.
be, like they have to like, yeah, I'm probably gonna, and they work around it. Obviously, the professional actors are definitely wearing those underwear, protective
Yeah.
underwear.
Well, there's not even underwear. It's just something that like essentially tucks your shit back.
Yeah.
But there was rumors. I remember when Monsters Ball came out that Billy Bob Thornton and Halle Berry really had sex on set. I remember that.
They might have.
well,
Might have.
what was that movie with Eyes Wide Shut?
Yeah, Eyes Wide Shut.
Tom Cruise, and they did have sex, like they legit had sex. I mean, and they were still married at that time.
Well, I can see that, but they're married.
And they said that when they filmed it, it was him, Nicole Kidman, the guy holding the camera, and the director was the only ones in the room during that scene. I'm like, all right, just do your thing and have sex. And they filmed them, and they legit were doing.
Yo,
it.
imagine being the dude that could be like, I saw Tom Cruise just break her fucking back out, dude. Or he told his friends like, Tom Cruise tear him a little bit.
I mean,
I'm the only one that's seen
during
it.
Eyes Wide Shut, he wasn't too much into Scientology then, right?
No, he was
Or,
pretty.
like-
He was a pretty normal guy then.
Well, I mean, Scientology got big in the 80s.
Yeah,
So-
he was a young actor.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to talk
Fucking
about it.
Eyes Wide Shut.
I don't want to talk about Scientology on this because we're all gonna get fucking sued and we're gonna get fucking rocked.
Stop it.
I think anything bad about it.
Someone's gonna sit outside my fucking house.
Yeah, dude.
His last movie was good though. Top Gun 2.
I still have yet to see it.
I love Tom Cruise. I love his movies, but I mean, just as a person, the dude's nuts. I don't care about his personal life. I like his movies.
I like his movies too.
Not a fan.
Some of the stunts he does, like in Mission Impossible, like when he was hanging out of the C1 or C-17,
He was
Yeah.
that
actually
was
doing
him.
that.
He does do
Yeah,
it.
He
Yeah.
broke his leg in one of the scenes.
Yeah.
Like jump in the
I
building.
mean, I'll give him that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't think his movies are that good.
You gotta watch
like
Top
him.
Gun. Top Gun
I like
2, like it could be possibly one of the movies of the year.
I put Brad Pitt over him.
Oh, easily.
But I like Brad Pitt too, though. I like them both. There's separate class for me of actors, and I like them both.
The only actors I have refused to like are Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Speaking of movies, Zac Efron is coming out with the new movie. It actually dropped today on Apple Plus.
Did you see his new face though?
Yeah, we'll get to that. The greatest beer run ever. Did you guys watch the trailer last night?
No,
Like
I didn't
told
watch
you?
the trailer.
Oh my!
You told me to though.
So it's basically a guy gets the idea. He wants to deliver beer to the troops in Vietnam because they're seeing the news of
I
all
think
the
that was a real
protests.
thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is based on a true
yeah.
story. So he smuggles beer into Vietnam during the war, and starts handing out beer to
You
people.
want to talk about a fucking American hero?
It looks good. Like,
Okay.
it looks funny. And
That's when it comes out October 6th, right?
no, it's out right now on Apple Plus today, I think.
Talk about his new face and why he has his new face.
So the controversy is he came out, he has like a bigger jaw. It looks like people are like, he got plastic surgery. But
All right, Kevin, we'll see you, brother.
he says that he broke his jaw and had to have surgery. And this is the result of it.
No, he said he smashed his fucking face. So the rumor or what he came out and said was that he was running through his house, slipped on a sock and smashed into a statue that was there, a fountain or whatever. And that he came to and his fucking shit was just wrecked.
Yeah.
And he had to get rushed. He had emergency surgery. He almost died. If it was plastic surgery, they did a terrible job.
He's, I guarantee if his face was fucked up, he did plastic surgery. Just
It was
to
plastic
fix
Oh,
it.
no, I'm
Fix it.
talking about, because there's people saying out there he just did a hack job to make his shit
Oh,
look
hell
more
no.
defined. But
No.
he already looked like a beautiful fucking man.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Damn, his face looks fucking different. It's crazy.
I believe the story of him fucking himself up.
Yeah.
Having to get surgery done to just look normal again.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you'd ever do that. on
Zac
his own.
Efron, look at the dude, especially when he was going around doing the stuff out in the wild. Like,
I
you know,
love
you know
that
how many
show.
panty droppers he had out there? The girls were just getting wet over that dude.
That show on
yeah.
Netflix was great. That
Yeah.
docuseries he did.
I don't think he did that on purpose.
I don't think he did it on purpose. It was just crazy because I got a notification. It might have been that movie, but it was like Zac Efron's coming out with whatever, and I clicked on it. It showed his face, and I was like, "What the fuck? We're at the office." I was
Yeah,
like, "What
yeah.
the fuck?"
I'll show you guys the trailer after the stream, but
I'm busy.
so we don't get copyrighted. But
Because we will.
it looks good. Like, I want to watch it. I told the wife, I'm like, we're watching this.
Okay,
It looks
Apple Plus, you said?
yeah, Apple Plus.
Okay.
So I mean that's like top on my list. Another movie news: Deadpool 3.
You
guys see it?
Hugh Jackman.
We didn't.
Wolverine.
Yeah, he was
coming
telling
in.
about it today. We actually talked about that.
So obviously, if you haven't seen it yet, Ryan Reynolds sitting on the couch and he's like, hey, I thought about it. There's nothing up here. And you see someone walk behind it. It doesn't show his face or anything. He's like, Hugh, you want to come back as Wolverine? And he goes, yeah, sure. As he's walking up the stairs.
Nice.
But then
great.
they have another video of them explaining it, and they put music over them talking about it, so you don't hear anything they say, but they're just sitting there like hitting each other, like playing it out, you know. I'm so excited.
It's going to be good. I mean, Hugh Jackman, that dude's awesome.
Oh,
That
100%.
dude is awesome. And I know that after he did Logan, he was kind of like, yep, he hung his hat up as
Yep.
Wolverine. That was it. You know,
I'll wait till you're done.
and then he for him to do that, like, oh, he's coming back as Wolverine in Deadpool 3. It
a
might
big
just be
deal.
a small cameo.
Yeah, but it's still a
don't
big
think
deal.
it
But
will
it's,
be.
it's still like huge.
My thing is, so part of the reason why he gave up the Wolverine,
Huge Jackman.
It's Hugh Jackman. Hey,
part of the reason why he gave it up was the strict diet and exercise he had
it's
to be
straight on his
on.
body. Yeah.
It was extreme strain.
But
And
yeah,
he's
he-
like, I'm done. I'm tired of it.
And he even said Logan was it.
Yeah.
After he did Logan,
Yep,
he was like,
yep.
we're literally killing the character off for good.
I think Ryan harassed him enough.
I mean, if Ryan Reynolds came to your door and was like, hey, man, can you do this for me? I mean,
And the success that Deadpool has, I mean,
yeah.
It's still going to be rated R. They've already said it,
I mean, well, Logan was rated R, so
but it wasn't Disney yet. Now it's Disney.
yeah, true story.
But so Graham posted on there. He said
Yeah.
RDJ posted a tweet, and if you look at the Deadpool 3 poster that they have out right now, it has Fantastic Four, it has Iron Man, it has Wolverine,
Yeah.
it has a little like bunch of Easter eggs. The gauntlet from Infinity.
Yeah, it had an office picture
Yep.
of John Krasinski giving an interview, and I was like, I see that. I see
Nice.
that in there.
Yeah. So, like, it's not coming out until 2024, but I am excited.
well, 2023's got some bangers coming out. We can talk about that next week, but 2023's got some bangers coming out
Yeah.
as far as movies are concerned.
Honestly, as far as TV is concerned, The Last of Us. Have you seen the new teaser trailer?
I have. Looks so good.
I'm
The
so
sound of that clicker just made me give me flashbacks to the game.
Did
Yeah.
you read any comments on there? All right,
I didn't.
I'll explain it. So obviously, if you play the game in the first one, there's a lady with you.
Yeah,
She's the one that introduces you to Ellie.
yeah.
Yep.
A lot of people are like, "Who is that? Who's that person with them? Who's that person with them?" I'm like, Have you guys not
Play
played
the fucking game. Yeah, play the fucking game, dude.
Tess.
Yeah,
Tess
Tess.
was a game. Yeah.
There you go.
Tess. Obviously, it is Tess.
It's
with
freaking
them.
Tess. Yeah.
And people are like, "Who is that? Who is that?" Like, play the game.
I said it before, but they have a TikTok channel dedicated just to people filming the movie, and and side by side they put moments in the game that they're filming, and like there's just so many moments in the game that they're filming right now that are going to be in that movie, and God, I can't wait.
Oh, I'm excited.
Did y'all watch Silent Hill, the movie, the first one?
Yeah.
Did y'all ever like it? Did y'all play Silent Hill?
I did.
Yeah.
The movie could have had a little better work, but I thought that they did a good job mirroring it to the video game itself.
It playing the game, it was hard to tell what was going on because they never really explained it. But in the movie, they explain like, oh, she's dead.
Yeah.
It's just outright. Oh yeah, she's dead. But in the game, you're like, what's going on?
You're like, what the hell is this alternate universe?
You have no idea. Yeah. And they never really explain it. Even at the end, when you're fighting that witch in the first game, you don't know what's going on. Like what is going on with this place? What the hell is happening? Man, in the movie, they were like, oh yeah, she's dead. All right, we're good.
Yeah.
So
I still like them both.
Graham is saying that the clickers give me PTSD, and definitely if you play the game,
Oh yeah.
there's times where I'm like, how did he freaking get me, dude?
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. When I heard the sound alone, I was like, oh, those motherfuckers,
yeah, you
man.
just walk around the corner, you're like, fuck.
all right, well, I'm leaving here.
But that gives us good transition in this new series that we're gonna do. It's zombie survival based on zombie movies or games, and we're gonna discuss.
What's the acronym for that?
CSBOZMG.
Oh,
But it basically, I'll classify these zombies,
okay.
and then you guys tell us if you're gonna survive or not. And we'll do it both. We'll do it in their world, and we'll do it in our world.
Okay.
So we can start out here. The Last of Us, their type of zombies, the clickers, the whatever. What do they call the regular ones?
Damn, what do they call the regular ones?
Let's find out. Continue.
But anyway, so obviously a classification. The clickers, they can't see, but they have excellent hearing.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have to be extremely quiet with them. Along with those, they have the big ones that
Yep. The ones that explode.
Yeah, they explode, and then they have just the regular running at you, full speed zombies.
Was it sprinters?
It might have been sprinters.
Because they sprint at you?
But Brute, do you think how do you think you would survive in their world, and what would you need in our world to survive?
So, did you find the name?
No.
So
They called them cordyceps.
I'm
They
not.
were known as the infected in the game.
Okay.
No. I'm probably gonna die in both worlds. I'm probably gonna either become a zombie myself or just get my shit wrecked. Because I'd be like everyone else. I wouldn't believe it if someone's acting. I'm like, man, are you all right? And I'm like, what's going on? And then they just fuck me up.
So you're the opening to every zombie movie.
I'm the opening to every fuck. I'd be like, hey man, are you all right? And then they just charge my ass and then rip my neck out. And I'm like,
going, idiot.
yeah. And I'm just on the ground bleeding out like, and I'll be thinking of YouTube like, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Just sit there getting sons of bitches.
All right, Ferg, same question as a Texan. Do you think you could do it?
You know, it's crazy because I run through these scenarios in my head quite a bit, actually. I got a wife and 3 kids. Like when you look at like Quiet Place and stuff like that, we're fucked. Okay, but if I'm there by myself, my family already threw him to the clickers and fucking made a run for it. I think I'd be okay in this world. In their world, or looking at The Last of Us, the game itself, I'd be fucked. The exploding dudes would get me.
Yeah, but I mean, they're usually in like dark locations. Like as long as you don't go in those places.
Yeah, but in their world, I don't think I'd have a choice. In this world, I do.
Yeah, because you got to do scavenging parties and stuff like
You know
that.
what I'm saying? This world, I go raiding Academy Sports and Outdoors. I got food, ammunition, weapons, tents.
The thing about that in their world, you would also have to worry about the spores.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have to worry about that's what because when the dudes explode, it's not just them exploding; they got the spores in them.
Yeah.
So yeah, this would be different.
I'm really good. I'm a really good shot. Like I can, what's that term? You take the eyebrows off a snake from 100 yards, right?
But you're too friendly.
But I'm friendly. So I feel like I would have the skills to dome each and every one that comes near me.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know it until I was already dead. So
I can't tell if that's sarcasm.
My thing, I had a discussion in someone's stream the other day. They were talking about New York, and I was like, "What if a zombie apocalypse starts in New York?" Like, and someone put a comment like, "Oh, your 10-minute hero scene, you'll be good. Got the hero vibes." I was like, "In New York, more like the 10-second I'm gonna die vibe."
Yeah, you're not going anywhere. You know how fast that shit would spread?
It's so fast.
Well,
like,
I mean, what's the one movie that starts in New York like that? It's
World War Z.
World War Z, yeah.
Yep.
my thing is like, people, they'll sit there like, "Oh, I'd be good. I'd be a hero." And you were honest. I don't think if we're in New York and a zombie, the odds of getting out of there are like less than 10%.
Oh, so we're in New York in that instance?
No, just I'm saying like in a scenario like that. But World War Z, we can talk about that. The zombies, full speed. They're sprinting at you. You change in seconds.
So World War Z, I would just hope that I had cancer. It's the only time I'd probably hope for that.
Some terminal disease.
World War Z is one of the best zombie movies. I watch it quite often, just the concept behind it. But what's so funny?
I just imagine World War Z, like you're like, oh my god, and they come and they just break around it, but you have no idea what's wrong with you. And you're just like, well, fuck me.
Yeah.
Like,
Or you're celebrating, yeah. And then 3 months later, you're sitting there with no hair,
you're
just
dying.
Well, they never told us what Brad Pitt's character injected himself.
They
with,
don't.
right?
Yeah, they don't.
Oh, because they're just like, no, not that one, and they does it anyways.
Yeah.
And this is like,
Well, they have a bunch of them. I mean, it could be anything. I mean, they list them off, but I thought World War Z was one of the best movies I had seen in a long time.
It's scary.
it was good.
I don't know. It like they did that scene where it was in Jerusalem or in
Jerusalem, yeah.
Israel, and
Yeah.
the zombies climbing the wall. I don't think that would be real.
I think so, because it's not a matter of them climbing, but if you have enough of them running to a point, there's going to be a pile.
Eventually, yeah, because they'll smash them. Those zombies on the bottom are dead.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't want to be in that world.
No.
If zombies like that, no thanks.
Oh, Mo, yeah. I don't read books, dude. Sorry. So I'm at books are always better than the movies. So I've read like 6 books in my lifetime. But yeah, I'm sure I agree with you. Yeah. I'm sure it was better. I didn't read it, so it didn't ruin it for me.
So we'll just keep with those two today. We got Last of Us and World War Z.
World War Z, knowing that I don't have cancer right now, I'd be dead as fuck. Those dudes were fast. Motherfuckers were flying everywhere. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do in my world, and their world was our world.
I'm dead in both scenarios.
Yeah.
And I have nothing where anyone wants to save me and put me on a ship. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fucking engineer. I'm not an astronaut. I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
I think the only saving grace for any of us if we were in a good location when it started.
Yeah.
Like if you were in like
a
bunker that was supplied, yeah, you would survive. But other than that,
And I've worked places where I've been in a bunker, and I knew that if it happened right there and then, I'd be okay. But
I mean, the snack bar's only gonna last so long.
well, I mean, you work with someone else, and I'll be like, look, you're younger than me, therefore you're gonna die. So
Would you get one nut off before you killed him?
it depends. No, not while they're alive.
No, okay, you're getting into some Jeffrey Dahmer kind of talk here.
I'm confused here.
I did just watch that show, so I had to put a joke.
Dahmer, it's not in my top 5, but it is.
It was
the
good.
new Dahmer was one of the best shows I've seen in a long time.
It was a good show. Yeah.
Dude, so it made me angry. Like episode 6 or 7 or what.
With the deaf
With the
dude?
deaf kid?
With the deaf kid, but not even that. To the 14-year-old that they took back to the apartment. Like
yeah.
the cops.
Oh,
like
I know.
the cops were pissing me off, dude. Like
Yeah, they didn't check ID or nothing. They
this
were just
guy Dahmer, he wasn't secret about it. The
No,
lady
he was
called.
messy.
It was stinky. It was
Yeah.
the lady found
And
this
that's-
14-year-old.
that's what gets me. Like all the time she reported sounds and smells. Deaf has a very distinct smell. That
Yeah.
rotting ass corpse. The fact that they were like, oh yeah, it just stinks in here. You know,
But you got to think of the times. It was during the height of the AIDS pandemic. The dude was living in a predominantly black community.
well yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the times. You're talking about a time where that, in our world, we're looking at it like, you fucking dumb motherfuckers. But at that time, people wouldn't even bat an eye. I mean, that's the Rodney King era.
If
it was. Yeah.
If you see any of the interviews though, like he talked about the cops came in one day I think it was the 14-year-old. They checked the apartment. He had a dead body laying next to his bed.
Yeah.
And they didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the actor, I can't remember his name.
Evan Peters.
Yeah, Evan Peters. He talked about, I just watched an interview a week ago where he said, because I almost didn't watch it because I've seen Dahmer, I've seen the Bundy, and every once in a while you watch one and it seems like they're almost like memorializing them.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a problem with because it's acting and it's a show. But after a while, how many different ways are you going to tell me and show me how they killed these motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? So this one I liked because, as Evan Peters said, they wanted to show the victim side, but they wanted to show the totality of everything. How we started, everything that happened leading up to it, the missed phone calls, the fucking 14-year-old, the deaf dude, like everything that led to where he was at. Like we talked about today in the office. A part that hit me the most is when his dad was reflecting on all the missed signs.
Yeah.
You know, they play it back and there was a lot. And every single one, me sitting at home is like, yeah, motherfucker, obviously.
Yeah.
But that dude had to live that shit in real life.
Yeah.
So that's what I enjoyed about the show.
And he's still alive.
Ugh.
What struck me the most, like they were pretty accurate on everything, like the apartment, everything, but the eclipse actually happened.
Oh, when John Wayne Gacy got executed,
when they executed him and baptized.
He got
on the same
baptized.
day,
Yeah.
That eclipse was real. It
yeah.
actually
That's
happened.
wild.
Yeah, no, that's real. Yeah. I watched the YouTube thing about
A lot of people are saying like it was God's way of like it's over, like cleansing, like the bad's time is over. Like they got rid of a serial killer, and then the next one was baptized, and like it was like a new beginning after the eclipse. You know,
that's wild.
Did you see the John Wayne Gacy interview when they were talking about Dahmer too?
dude.
Yeah.
That was nuts. But John Wayne Gacy was like, I don't know the dude. Like,
They're saying the guy the actor that played him in the show should do a docuseries for him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, John Wayne Gacy, Dahmer, he had a lot of regret for what he did, but Gacy didn't. That's the thing. Like his legit last words were "kiss my ass." Yeah. Like he legit said that. Oh, kiss my ass. And he also said, I think a week before he died, he had an interview with someone, and he's like, you know what's crazy about all this? I killed 33 of them, and y'all can only kill me once.
Dude was crazy.
He just didn't give a shit.
Oh, he didn't admit to it for the longest time either.
Yeah.
Well, how did Gacy get caught? Because he was arrogant about it. I remember that. He voluntarily did an interview or something, right?
I think someone got away. I think it's the same thing happening. I need to look it up. I've watched a documentary about him, but I forgot how he got caught.
I just know he was super arrogant about it, like being super inviting to the police, and that's what it was. It was the smell coming from the heater in his house.
Yeah, I think someone got away, and the cops showed up like, hey, this happened here.
Yeah, and he was come on inside, and then the heat kicked on,
and they caught the smell.
And that's what got him. Yep.
And they went into his basement, and then that's when they found all the bodies.
That's what it was. Yep.
But it just goes to show you
we didn't give any spoilers, dude.
We didn't.
It's a great show. Keep watching, dude.
My thing is, so John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, Dahmer, they were all around the same time.
Yeah.
They were killing in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Like, crazy.
What was going on?
Seriously.
You could still write checks. You didn't have Find My iPhone. There was a lot going on back then.
Well, I mean, you also have to remember back then, mental health, no one gave a shit about it.
Yeah.
Like if you were having trouble, they said to suck it up.
It was hard enough to be gay.
It was hard to be gay because Gacy was gay.
Yeah.
So was Dahmer.
Yep.
And a lot, I hate to say it, but that generation also came from the World War II gens, the baby boomers. And that was, I guarantee there's a lot of PTSD back then that no one gave a shit about.
Ted Bundy just wanted some young puss.
Well, I think it said it in the series, or maybe I was watching a YouTube video, but like you said, the World War II boomers would come out and like the PTSD, and they would beat their kids.
Yeah.
And nobody knew anything about it at the time, but that could be a reason why.
Dahmer just looked like he had major abandonment issues. We talked about that today.
He did. Major.
I mean, he did get abandoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Insane.
And you mentioned it today. Every time someone wanted to leave is when they got the fucking nicks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, anyways, now that we've taken it kind of dark.
I mean, I didn't do it.
Are we gonna? I know we're talking about TV shows.
Yeah.
Like top 5.
I want to hear. So what we got all three of us did top 5s.
Okay.
But we'll just do Broots today so we can discuss his TV shows.
Just
He's also
roast
got
his
his
ass?
wife, and so we all got our wife's top fives as well. But we'll hear Broots today. We'll hear yours next week and mine the weekend.
Can I say something? I asked my wife for a top 5. She sent me one. She didn't understand the instructions.
Oh, my wife did. My wife sent me top 5 and some.
I said, babe, what are your top 5? She said, good question. And then she sent me one show.
I got honorable mentions and everything.
Oh, same here. All right, so
That was a hard list to create, man. That was difficult.
I figured when I asked you guys, TV shows is a lot easier than movies.
But I watch both a lot. Even movies for me would be very, very difficult because I'm a TV junkie.
I couldn't give you a top 5 movie.
So I'll give you guys the 3 categories that I made to help myself pick my shows. So number 1, the first category is content, right? The content of the show, that includes the writing. Is it good content? Is it good writing? Like, did I enjoy watching that? Second is the cast, right? Did I enjoy the cast? Were they cast correctly? Did they get the right actors to play the right parts? And the third was rewatchability. Is this something that I watch more than once, that I watch quite often? And that helped me to break down because I had a list of like 30.
I mean, I showed you my list.
Yeah. And I use those 3 categories for myself. Like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So my top 5 TV shows, personally for me, number 1 is The Office, because I watch it all the time. It's always on in my house. My wife and I quote it to each other all the time. And I'm a 2-time champion, Office trivia. Okay, 2 for 2. All right.
Okay, 100% undefeated.
So Office number 1.
Office number 1.
How many times do you think you watched it?
It's got to be in the hundreds.
Really?
I'm guessing that's something like you're cleaning in the background, you can have on and just listen
It's
to
on
it.
all the time. Yeah. And sometimes we'll just have it on while we're eating dinner. We'll have it on. We're just watching it. I mean, it's always on.
Damn. Okay.
So, number 2 is Stargate SG-1. I love Stargate.
I love Stargate.
I love it so much. I got a Stargate tattoo. Right. So love Stargate.
It's on his butt, by the way.
Yep.
It's actually his butthole. The gate.
My butthole. That is the gate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can only enter.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty easy.
Okay, so the third one for me is the OG Twilight Zone series, the black and white.
Black and white.
Rod Serling.
I loved growing it up, watching that on the sci-fi.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good. And what I love about it is that you'll watch a lot of episodes that, like a lot of horror movies and dramas nowadays, have taken from the old Twilight Zone series.
That's true. Yeah.
Like ideas and concepts. You're like, oh, I've seen that already in Twilight Zone. And I watch that at least once a year. It's actually a New Year's tradition for me to watch Twilight Zone over the New Year's. So number 2 is Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
This would be number 4.
Number 4, would I say 2?
Yep.
All right.
I mean, 2 plus 2
no more
is
beer.
4.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right there.
I mean,
Four,
I was trying to say 2 squared, but you cut me off. So Star Trek DS9, Deep Space Nine, my favorite Star Trek series. If you ever give it a watch, the first season is going to bore you to tears.
okay.
I promise you. You're going to watch it and be like, oh my God, how did Broot watch this crap? But it's a great show because after the second season, you meet the Dominion, and then they go into the politics of the Dominion. And then later in the show, they have the war with the Dominion. And it's amazing. I love it. So I watched that show several times. And then finally, for me, the best drama, Breaking Bad. I've watched Breaking Bad a few times.
Great
You
show.
can't go wrong with that. Yeah.
Love it. Now, I do have a couple honorable mentions. And now these shows I love them, but I don't watch them as much as I probably could, or if I've watched these other shows. The first one is Friends. I did enjoy Friends. I've watched it a few times, but I haven't watched it as much as like The Office. Another one is 24. I loved 24.
24 was groundbreaking when it came out.
But I haven't watched it again. And I don't think I can't bring myself to watch it again because I know what's happening. I know all the tension, all the drama. So it's like, it's not really surprising me anymore. So, I mean, the Jack Bauer Power Hour, is good stuff. And then finally, Rick and Morty. Love me some Rick and Morty. I do watch that, but not all the time.
See, all right, for me, I left out animation. I kept it strictly
Live action?
live action shows, but Rick and Morty, obviously Rick and Morty is one of my favorite shows. If you catch my stream or whatever, my alerts are Rick and Morty.
Yep.
It's called Flurbos if you donate bits and stuff like that. I love it. Have you seen the new season?
I haven't seen the new season, but have you seen the game that's coming out?
Yeah, we talked about it on here.
Oh,
did, yeah.
so good. I can't wait. All right, give us another rundown. What is it? The Office #1.
The Office, Stargate SG-1,
Yep.
Twilight Zone OG,
Yep.
Star Trek Deep Space Nine,
Yep.
and Breaking Bad.
So, growing up, Brute watched a lot of Sci-Fi Channel.
Yep.
Because 3 of those shows were definitely on it all the time.
I watched Stargate quite a bit growing up.
Yeah.
Like Stargate, I remember watching it because my parents watched it, and it's like it was on all the time. It's on reruns on Sci-Fi. Like anytime you turn it on, it was on there. Twilight Zone, obviously, I remember growing up watching that, seeing the black and white ones. Great freaking show. Star Trek, I mean, it's boring first season on all of them.
It really is. Every Star Trek show,
all of them.
You got to trudge through that first season.
I never got into them,
so
I'll take your word for it.
Probably because the first season is so boring. It's hard to get into a show when you're like, all right, I don't know if I want to watch this.
Yeah.
Star Trek DS9 had the best Star Trek episode of all of them. And it's an episode where, so like in every Star Trek, it's all about high morality, right? These captains are just these pillars of morality. They always make the right choice. I'm like, everyone looks up to me of what to do, right? And in DS9, Captain Sisko, he's in the middle of a war and they're getting their asses kicked. And he's like, we're not going to win this war because they're just getting freaking shellacked at every battle. And so the Romulans, they're this big faction in there, if you know what the Romulans are, and he wants to get them to join him to fight the Dominion, but the Romulans are like, they sign a neutral pact with the Dominion.
Okay.
And so he decides, you know what, we got to get them in the war. And without this will take forever for me to explain, but basically he impartially takes part in assassinating a Romulan diplomat and made it look like the Dominion did it to get them to declare war against the Dominion. And when he figured out what happened, there's another guy responsible for it. And he got in that guy's face and he was like, how dare you kill this guy? You knew why'd you kill him? And the guy was like, you knew what you wanted when you came to me. You wanted the Romulans in the war. They're in the war. You got what you wanted. And in the end, he's like explaining it. He's like, so I broke my integrity. I murdered. And he's like, and would I do it all over again? I would. And then he's talking to, he's recording his log and he's like, computer delete log, get rid of everything I just said because I don't want any evidence.
Yeah, of course.
But it's a good episode because it's like he's faced with this impossible war that he doesn't want to lose, and it's literally a war for their lives. Like the Dominion comes in, they're like, you know what? You don't want to be a part of us. We're going to wipe you out. So yeah, it's a good episode.
You got some good ones in there. Obviously The Office is the top one. A lot of people are gonna love that as your top. I think it's a good lineup. Breaking Bad, obviously, a fantastic show, man. I could go rewatch it today, and I'd be like, "Damn,
still good." Yep.
It breaks your heart. It breaks my heart every time.
What's the guy leading actor? What's his name?
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston.
Cranston. Yep.
He was Malcolm and Middle's dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I can't get over it.
Yeah, I can't get over it.
Damn.
So there's actually a thing out there. AMC executives, producers saw that. Who's the guy that made it? What was his name? I forget the guy I can't remember the guy, the creator. But he was like, "Yeah, I want to interview Bryan Cranston," and the executives were like, "No, we don't want Bryan Cranston because he's a comedian. We don't want a comedian leading the show." And the dude was like, "Trust me, he's gonna do great."
Nice.
And they were like, all right, we'll trust you. And then he fucking killed it.
Oh, yeah.
Vince Gilligan, yeah.
Because he personally wanted Bryan Cranston. But yeah, they were like, no, dude, he's too funny. He's never going to.
Nice.
That's the thing. So even Jon Favreau, when he was doing the Iron Man, he requested Robert Downey Jr.
Yep.
And people were like, oh, he'd be terrible at it. He killed it. For a decade.
You can't imagine any other.
No.
Even the comic books nowadays, Iron Man is RDJ.
Yeah, he looks just like him.
Insane. But we will always see Bryan Cranston as
Walter White.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
If you're not old enough to know what Malcolm in the Middle was, you'll never know that he did anything else.
Yeah. Absolutely insane. He is evil in that series.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and there's so many times where, then in the last season when he betrays Jesse,
Yeah.
when he's like he's hiding under that car or whatever, my wife every time she's just like, no, Walt, don't do it. Like maybe he'll change this time, you know.
It's a heartbreak because they worked together for so long, and for him to just be like, sell him out, you know.
Ugh.
It's tough to watch.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes like it'll pop up on TikTok and you'll see it on TikTok. I'm like, damn, this is still hard to watch.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that list, that's my list. So
Well, let's hear your wife's list. Let's compare how
Different.
they are.
I'm interested to see what, because like you've got a genre, sci-fi, right? And we talked today. I know I've got a genre that just controlled my whole list.
you have like it's like a gang organized crime,
Dude, don't give it away.
right?
Spoilers.
No, organized crime.
No, it's not a spoiler. It's a teaser for next episode.
Yeah, but that controls a lot of my top 5. So I imagine you have something not similar to me, but similar as one genre is controlling the majority.
Let me look at my list of 20 right now because I gotta still narrow it down.
So it's got to be
So
more than
while
10.
you're looking, I'll give you my wife's real quick.
Okay.
So her number 1 is The Office, of course.
Of course.
Her number 2 is Parks and Rec.
Oh, I almost had Parks and Recs on mine, not on there.
Her
Spoilers.
number 3 is Star Trek DS9.
She's a Star Trek junkie with you, huh?
Oh, she loves Star Trek.
Well, that's cool.
We both love Star Trek. I love them all.
Did she watch it before you, or did you get her into it?
She got me into it. Well, no. Actually, let me rephrase. She'd been watching Star Trek as a kid. Like her dad is huge into Star Trek. Always has been since it came out.
I gotta piss.
So he got his family into it, and she loves. By the time we got married, she had seen all the current Star Trek series, right? So I actually didn't watch Star Trek until I deployed the first time. A buddy of mine had all the discs to all the series, and I was like, I got nothing to watch. He's like, hey man, check this out.
Yep.
And so I blasted through Next Gen, I blasted through DS9, I blasted through Voyager, and I was like, all right, this is pretty legit, you know? But after that, she said the Real Housewives series.
Oh no.
She loves that trashy TV. She loves it. I mean,
Hey, teach their own, right?
Teach their own. She enjoys watching it. I don't watch it with her, but I just hear her. I'll hear her laughing while she's watching it. She loves it. And then after that, she put a generalization here: cult/killer documentaries. So a documentary is about cults. She loves. She loves to watch cult documentaries.
You know, the image that pops in my head, and I hate to bring it up again, TikTok, because they do like the scenarios. Like the wife is like watching the scary movie with you, and she's over there like, oh, hiding under the blanket. And then like if it's like a cult or killer documentary, she's like eating popcorn. She's like, oh my gosh, this is so interesting. Like,
right?
And the discussion on the show is like, oh, he hacked off the limbs and like he put the body in and the wife's just sitting there like, oh my god, eating popcorn. Oh, this is so
into
good.
it, and you're there like looking at her.
Should I be worried?
But yeah, and her honorable mention is Friends.
Okay.
So that's her. She really enjoyed watching Friends.
I feel like you had to be in that like generation when Friends came out to watch it. I never got into it.
I've always enjoyed it because I mean there's certain I
Seinfeld
like
over
it.
Friends.
I like it post season 5.
Okay.
Anything because the character Ross Geller, he's actually my favorite after season 5 because after season 5 he has like his 3rd divorce and he's like not even 30 yet, 3 divorces. Yep. And so he just goes over the edge and just goes crazy and it's so good to watch. Like
I just couldn't do Friends, dude.
I couldn't either.
I can't. I love Seinfeld. I could watch Seinfeld in the background.
I couldn't do that one either.
I love Seinfeld, but Friends, God, I just couldn't do it.
See, and I tried Seinfeld. I gave Seinfeld 2 seasons, and
I like the dry humor in Seinfeld over Friends. Friends but that's what most people are. They're divided, unless you're Soren, and Soren's like, doesn't like any of them. Would you watch like One Tree Hill or something?
Dawson's Creek.
No.
Dawson's Creek.
Gossip Girl. What are you talking about?
The OC?
Those are good top fives. I like that you and your wife have that similar connection of Star Trek. Like, that's something you guys can bond over. What do you guys watch the new Star Trek series? Do you like it?
So we've watched what's the new one? Not Picard, Discovery.
Discovery, yep.
And it was hard for us because they, in order to not break the timeline. Have you watched Discovery at all?
I have.
And a spoiler alert, but they launched them into the future by like 1,000 years.
Yep.
And that's how they explain it away. They're like, oh, and then in the current universe, they're like, we're never going to speak of it again. I'm like, oh my God, get out of here. Like, that's how you explain it away.
It's one of those classified documents that gets buried.
Exactly. This whole ship and crew just goes into the future, and they're like, yep, that's how we're going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So
me and the wife do watch that one. She's not into the old Star Trek. I can watch the old Star Trek and Next Gen, all that stuff. But the new series, she's into. Like, I love it. I think it's a good series. It's crazy that they sent them in the future, and it's their way of explaining how they didn't break the timeline. But and I understand that. But overall, I think it's a great series.
it wasn't a bad series. We haven't watched Picard yet. We're still waiting to watch that. But like Star Trek OG series, like the Captain Kirk series,
Yep.
is you can make that a great drinking game. Whenever Kirk gets his shirt ripped, or whenever he says fire phasers, like you're getting hammered after one episode. Just because every episode, have you guys seen Galaxy Quest?
Yes, I love it.
When he gets his shirt ripped off, that was like an ode to Kirk. 'Cause in every fucking episode, Kirk gets into a fist fight and his shirt just gets ripped off. And, he's fighting. He's got that chest hair, that old 60s, like, and he's got the fucking man gut going on, just kicking ass. And you're like, yeah, Kirk, get it, dude. Get it with your shirt off, my man.
I realized about 30 seconds ago, now I know how you feel when Soren and I talk about football for fucking 20 minutes. Because you guys, I'm just listening to
We're over
like,
here nerding out, and you're over there like,
yeah, I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm the gap. I'm the bridge gap between you guys because I can relate to the Star Trek, but I also love football.
I'm like, 1,000 years in the future, shirts ripped off.
But my thing, so with Star Trek, apparently the new movie got taken off the Paramount list.
really?
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about it. I like the new movies.
The new movies were good. Like I enjoyed them. That's like what's like they call it the Kelvin timeline.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't bad. I mean, I enjoyed the actors. They did pretty well. But I watched that separately. I don't consider that canon. Right. You know what I mean? So.
Back to the Picard one real fast. Have you ever seen the videos of the way they do the explosion and stuff, and everyone moves, right?
Yeah.
They're supposed to move, but there's scenes in there where there's one person not moving.
There's always someone fucking it up.
Always.
Yeah, and if you watch them as they filmed it,
See, y'all talk about that. That looped us back around at Game of Thrones.
yeah, the people in the
Starbucks
background
cups.
having sex.
The Starbucks cups, blowjobs.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Someone didn't do this when a fucking explosion happened.
that happened all the time in Star Trek.
Yeah, I know. My dad used to watch the old ones, and you'd see they'd go and take cover behind a rock, and the rock wasn't a real rock; it was fucking like cardboard, and the motherfucker was moving while he was behind it.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's a YouTube channel that dedicates themselves to finding things wrong in movies.
Oh, that Starbucks cup was the downfall of Game of Thrones.
100%.
Which episode was?
That was the last season, and it was they were in.
It was in the first half of the season, yeah.
Yeah, they were in the North, and they were in the Winterfell, and there was a Starbucks coffee somewhere in there.
Like, how the fuck do you miss that?
If you watch it now, they edited it out, but
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm sure you can.
that's funny though.
Yeah.
That's funny.
crazy.
It went viral. It was nuts.
It was. All right, last discussion, and then we'll probably end here, right?
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah.
So obviously TikTok again. I was watching, and this guy brought up a thing, and it's about battle royales. You guys all played them. You play Rumble versus a battle royale.
Yeah.
And he said that basically, if you only kill one person during the whole time, and that's the last person, you are not a winner. Basically, you spent that whole time camping or at an hour, however you did it, but you killed one person and then you won.
Yeah.
He doesn't claim that's winning.
Well, I disagree.
I disagree.
100%.
That's how I play anyways in Rumbleverse. But look at like a football game. If the score's 0-0, we're playing just shitty the entire game. We're playing defense and playing smart. And I win by a field goal. Do I lose?
No, you won.
Yeah.
So he did compared someone building a wall and you come in and you take credit for it. Someone making art and you come in, sign it, and claim it as your art.
No, there's no strategy around that.
Because he's a sweat that's going out trying to get as many kills as possible.
Yeah.
But he's not winning.
Well, he does some wins sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But he's claiming that's a winner right there, right? And I'm sitting there thinking in my mind, like, it doesn't matter how you win. A win is a win, dude.
But building a wall together is different. If I take credit, that's teamwork. A battle royale is
He's
not.
saying like you build the wall and I come in later and I put one brick on it and I'm like, I did the wall.
But that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
That's a irrelevant comparison because building a wall, let's say I am doing it by myself. You're not gonna be able to come in and put one brick down, but that's not a battle royale because a battle royale we're enemies. Art is also different. If we have an art project and then you come in and say that it's yours, no, you didn't compete with us. You didn't do anything. A battle royale is a competition. If somebody wants to play strategic and smart and lay low or get in when someone's weak, I mean, that's any competitive sport across anything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're studying fatigue, weather patterns, when the sun comes up, when the sun comes down, how often they train. Like, if I want to sit there and I want to be smart and I want to lay low and I want to wait until you kill everyone for me, that's called chess, not checkers, you fucking dummy.
Yeah.
It's checkers. You're playing the long game.
You're playing chess and he's playing checkers.
Yeah. Cool, man. You got 10 kills. I'm sorry you lost to me. So Rumbleverse the other night, I messaged him. I was playing and I got to the highest point on this crane and where the circle closed, it was the final circle. Here's the crane. I was on this very edge and the rest of the circle was below me. There was 8 people left. And I looked down and I was like, I could get in there and get fucked up by 7 other people, or I could just wait. And I waited until there was one dude left. They all fought each other because nobody could get up to me. So I waited until there was one dude left, dropped down with an elbow, knocked him out, grabbed him, killed him. And I won. I got first place. That's not cheating to me. I was one in a fortunate position, but yeah, I'm sorry I let 7 of y'all fight.
Strategy.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're taking the advantage. You
circle's this small, dude. Yeah, there's circle this small.
Yeah.
There's 7 people. You want me to just hop in the middle to be cool like this guy?
No, you were Obi-Wan in that scenario.
Yeah, dude. I looked down and I was like, "I'll wait," and the dude got done and I wrecked him.
In Battle Royale, the name of the game is last one standing.
Yes.
That's all it is. And if you're the last one standing, regardless if you got 1 or 50 kills, you're the winner.
That's my thing. Like, he's sitting there like complaining about it. Like, dude, the person won. It didn't matter if they sit and camp the whole time or they killed 20 people. A win is a win. They're
uncomparable because Battle Royale is every man or woman for themselves. Whereas his comparisons, I mean,
and some people
nobody's competing against each other.
Me, I know for a fact, if I jump on Call of Duty right now and I go and try to push a building, I'm most likely going to die.
Yeah.
So why would I do that? Why would I, when I'm trying to win and get that stat, I won, why would I?
I was never like that until I played Battlefield. And you have to take it more slower and methodically and be aware of your surroundings. And that's what started making me play like that. Because me and him, I mean, for a while there, we played different. You're in the shit fucking, well, now I'm in the shit every time I land, but you'd be in the shit like, I'm fighting somebody fucking 30 seconds in and I'm over here like fucking pillaging boxes and shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, just take it slow.
So, and that's like,
because I'm an outer circle creep in those games.
Yeah.
I've told you about this game, Squad.
Yep, you told me. Yep.
Squad is that game where you have to be. It's not a run and gun. It's a military sim, and if you run and gun, you're gonna die. You know, so I mean, I battle royales. I mean, I used to play a ton of PUBG. I loved PUBG back in the day.
But I was outer circle creep.
And yeah, like and the name of the game was get a rifle, get a good scope, and sit on the outer edge of that circle and just pick people off.
Yes.
Like, don't get in there, don't run and gun.
Yeah.
Like, take your time. You know.
But the problem is, you get these guys that are making the TikTok clips or the streamers, and all people want to see is that run and gun.
Yeah, of course.
And so in their mind, it's like, that's the only way to win. But it's not.
But that one video they posted, how many games did they played before that?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But I'm also not trying to make TikTok. I want the dub. I'd rather have 10 wins, 1 loss, or 10 wins with 0 deaths than fucking 120 losses, 8 wins, 300 kills.
There's a streamer out there that I watch. He plays Rumbleverse, and he has like 500 wins. And I watched a couple games, and that's how he plays. He gets the circle, and he'll chill, and he'll be like, all right, we got them fighting. Okay, I'm just going to sit here and see what happens. And he just watches as people fight it out. And if someone gets near him, like he's a good player. Like he's not bad, but he'll piece him up and push him away, and he'll just chill again. Like he waits until it's like 2-3 people left, then he gets involved.
Strategy right there.
Yeah.
Like, so I actually have a scenario where like I was playing the Caldera crap Call of Duty map, but I had 1 kill and I was the final 3. I didn't end up winning. I lost to the guy that won. I came in second, but the guy that I killed before, I guarantee he had 15 kills.
Oh yeah, he was probably mad.
And he spectated me for the longest time because like you see my death, like I killed one person.
He's sitting there. He's like, "How did this guy kill me?"
Yeah.
Because
But I
was
love that.
strategic.
But you were smart.
Circle was coming in.
it.
I was high ground. I shot him from up top, killed him, and then I got cornered and I lost to the.
I've gotten messages on Rumbleverse a million times because we'll finish with 2 eliminations and we'll win, and somebody will message me, "You bum," this, that, the other. I'm like, it's a dub for me, my man.
Yep.
I still won the game.
Yeah, I'll be a bum with a victory.
You lost.
Yeah, cool, dude. I'm smiling right now. You're the one that's salty.
So I think I think we just crapped on whoever said that.
100%.
Yeah. So
Garbage ass analogy. I just want to fight him now, but in real life.
I just don't understand. Like,
Let's battle royale in this fucking living
obviously,
room.
the TikTok was to like spur on, like, you know,
Yeah, it's to fucking fire people up.
fire people up.
Yeah.
And like, man, like, nah, dog. Winning's winning.
The most gratifying thing for us as of late is we won't be doing anything, and then a team will roll up just to fuck with us. And they start fucking with us, whoop their ass, dude.
That's the best.
That's the best.
It's gotta be.
that's the best. Someone rolls up to mess with you, and you just beat their ass.
Like I'm minding my, like the game just started. I'm not doing, and I'm literally just walking and bowing. I'm like, all right, somebody wants the shit. Here we go, and we just decimate them fuckers.
Sitting here talking about it. We need to wrap this up. We need to go get,
Yeah,
we need to
dude.
get some
I mean, I got some rumble, dude.
My thing is that's with any battle royale. If a third party comes in while you're killing the first team,
That's the
and then
worst.
you shit on them,
Oh, that's the best.
that's the best.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you come in here,
Yeah, you trying to be a
want some of this?
motherfucker? Okay.
Like, okay.
They thought they were gonna get some easy.
I'm gonna give you an eye poke, give you an elbow, and all right, boys.
I think we're ready.
Yes, so.
All right. So everyone, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. If you caught us live, please send us anything you want us to talk about. Send us your questions, whatever. You can hit us up at our Gmail, brootandferg@gmail.com, or you can hit us up at Twitter at Broot and Ferg.
Yeah, so like, share, and subscribe. I didn't address this with anybody, but I'll be purchasing 50 stickers, Broot and Ferg stickers. They will be free 99. So I'm gonna give a challenge out there. If you can guess 3 of the 5 shows that myself or Soren have left, I will ship you 5 free stickers. They will be here within the next week. I'll be ordering them tonight. Soren?
If you guys ever forget any of this information, it is in the bottom of our YouTube videos now. Everything in there. We have an address for you to ship anything to us. We have the email. We have the Twitter, where you can locate me and Broot because Ferg does not stream. But other than that, thanks for listening, guys, and I appreciate all you guys.
Yep.
All right.
See you guys
Catch you
later. Toodles.